open hair. Finally. So what happens is the fountains come on, the lights come on, and the air comes on. But that feels good too, because it gets hot in Georgia. But the next step, I brought another Wi-Fi plug in. This is next. So when everything comes on, tea time, right? So what are we drinking today? Today is a vanilla chai. It's pretty good. I had to throw some ice in it so I can get to it quick. But anyway, it's tea time. So this is tea time, and some things to think about, to think your way through, you know. I like to sit down and have tea with my friends and discuss things and really contemplate the treasures of life, and really just talk about the things that's really affecting us today. And today's thought comes from World War II. In 1942, there was an air raid on Japan called, they dubbed it the Doolittle raid. And Colonel James Doolittle led a force through Japan, and it wasn't successful. They got caught. And they captured 8 airmen and executed 3 of them. And as the years went by, when the people that was captured, they were there for years, and they begged them for books, and they finally just gave them a handful of books, thinking that here's something that you probably can read. And one of them was a Bible. And one of the people who got the Bible read it, and then they became a Christian. Not only did they get transformed by the word, it's very interesting. They got transformed by the word, and then also started leading others to Christ. Even so, I think he was a missionary to Japan after the war. Now, he became a missionary to Japan for 30 years. He even met the person that led the attack on Pearl Harbor, that started the whole war. And the interesting thing about that is he met him, and he led him to Christ. So what God was saying through this thing is like, you can choose to hate. It won't do you very good, but not liking somebody, hating your enemies, or you can do what the word says and love your enemies. And it builds a whole road that will, I'm trying to think my words now. Very interesting that when we build a road through love, even our enemies can join in the family. That once hated is now a brother or sister. That person that you hated at the work at the job, because of the love that you showed and all of the things that you do, because you're real and authentic, what God does through you leads others, even if it doesn't lead them to Christ themselves, they will take notice. I've had Muslim friends that really became friends. I mean, became my actual friends. And it wasn't because I watered down the gospel and I was preaching at them and saying you need this or that. I just lived life. And what God was telling me to do, I did it. If God said, hey, pick up that trash right there, I just pick it up. And they would notice, people would notice. And it's funny. I would just do what I normally do. If I try to train myself on hearing God, and when I would listen, if I really felt that it was from God, I'd do it. If I thought it was from me and it possibly could have been from God, I would try to do it if it wasn't, crazy. But most of the time, things start happening. Like I said, picking up the trash. People notice. Just, hey, write down this scripture. Give it to your friend. And I'll walk by, give it to a friend. Hey, that's for you. Keep moving. I'm not looking for, well, tell me how good I am. I was just doing what God told me. And as soon as I did that, that person, hey, you know what? That really helped me. It made me feel better. And over and over and over and over and over again, help build my strength and my faith and my testimony and the proof that God is real through all these interactions with people. Or, a lot of people think because they have chosen the way that everything is, laid out for them. And it's not that way. It's laid out for them when it's set up by God. It's not laid out for them because they are who they are. I'm a child of God. You're going to lay down. I mean, you're going to give me everything I want. It doesn't work that way. So, I can't tell you enough how choosing the road less traveled, or choosing the road that God tells you to go down, paves the way for others to join in. We really take a lot of time building ourselves up. And we puff ourselves up, or we get the big head. Hey, I did this, I'm doing that. Look at me, look at me, look at me. When really, most of your successful people are just doing what God is telling them to do. Now, they might not acknowledge that, but when they get that unction to do the things that He's set out for them, and they do it, most of the time it leads to some other door opening, and they step through that door, and another door opens and they step through that door, and another door opens and they step through that door. Soon they've opened and stepped through so many opportunities that everybody's looking at them like, man, you're just awesome. When it's not them at all. They're awesome because they listen to God. Even though they might not even think that. They might not even fathom that, hey, God is telling me what to do and I'm just doing it. A lot of times they just say, my brain told me to do this. Your brain tells you to do a lot of things that you shouldn't do. But when it's good, you know. So, the thought for today. Usually, when there's a decision, there's a right and a wrong, or a left and a right, or a good or a bad. What are you going to choose? Are you listening to the back of the thing that just quietly whispering in, hey, go this way. Hey, do this. Are you choosing what's right? When you make that choice, you'll see a door of opportunity come open for the next right choice. In that same vein, in that same manner, when you choose wrong, you'll see doors close for opportunity. And those closed opportunities are forcing you to turn back to where you were left off, where you left God. So I used to teach this to the kids a long time ago. We'd be walking hand in hand with Jesus. And we're walking and we're having a good time. And then along the way, we want something that he doesn't want us to want. We let go of his hand. He stands there on the road where we took off on our own path. And he waits. Now we're doing what we can, but like I said, when we choose wrong, a door closes. We might try to go around it and keep moving down this path. He's still here. We're going down this path, and another door closes, and another door closes, which another door closes, and another door closes, and another door closes, forces us to go back. Now, or we just sit here and wallow in pity and despair and depression, or we go back to where we left from, grab his hand, and continue on down the road to where those doors are open, keeping us on that path to greatness. So, what you gonna do? Barbecue or mildew? You guys have an awesome rest of your day. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Kapai.